Yerp, we live and direct. It's your boy, Big Phil. Big Phil speaks, and this is the Good Morning Gang Morning Show. Pull up your chair, snap on your seatbelt. We going on a mission, on a journey. Walk with me, ride with me, talk with me. Let's have at it. Pause. Listen, y'all come on over into the good YouTube. Golden T, I see you. Listen. Let me make sure I got this good. Do 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 do, baby. Yay. We in there like we're Night Rider, the good. Hold on, let me make sure I put that link in there. Night Rider, the good home team. GMG, Southeast Slim is in the building. First up the bat, he's in the building. You feel me? Huh? Let me put that right there. Boop, boop. So I can pin that situation. All right. Come on now, this heart thing is in the way. I gotta wait to pin it because it's damn hard. Some crap YouTube got in what you call it. Ari, mommy, come on over to YouTube. Denise, come on over. All right, still in the way. There we go. Pin message. The bird, good morning to you. China First is in the building. Good morning to you. Y'all see that pin coming? You want to come talk to your boy on the Good Morning Gang Morning Show? Hit that link. Boop, boop. And if it doesn't take you all the way through, copy and paste it in your browser. Come holler at your boy. You could be one of the guest co-hosts for the day. You feel me? Teo, what's goody like the mob? Good morning, good morning. We in the building. So much has gone on over the weekend, since Friday, since I last seen y'all like that. Even though y'all see me on other lives or whatever for a minute over the weekend, but yes, there's been a lot going on. I'm freestyling today, but guess what? It's the Good Morning Gang, and it's the Good Money Gang, and I'm Big Phil Speaks, so I can do that. Huh? The Berg ain't nothing up with me and that dude, man. Listen, he always want to do this, but he's not ready. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to let him breathe. Mo Bizzle is in the building. Hey. Good morning to ye. Listen, y'all know what it is. Y'all come on over here from this good IG to the YouTube and holler at your boy. You feel me? The Berg is just that, you know what I'm saying? And him preparing to want to do battle and all that. He think that old girl, Applehead, was my weakness, or is a weakness. But I flip it on him every time, and he can't take it. Can't take it. Then I hear him. I heard a smidgen of him on somebody else's live going at other people, and he playing with the wrong ones. That's his problem. He don't know how to stay in his place. He think he's this, but he's really not even that. And he don't understand what it means to stay in your place, champ. You know what I'm saying? It's levels. It's levels. Stay on your level until you elevate, Padawan. Until you elevate, you play with the Ewoks. You play with the little people. You play with C3PO and them. You're not ready for Yoda. You're not ready for Yoda. Stay in your place. But it's all good. Hey. Y'all come on over to the YouTube. Good morning. Good morning to ye. Timo, that's a fact of Mundo. Long time no hear. He said, I'm back. That part right there. Listen. He's not very smart. That's a fact right there. Who is this right here? Let me see. Somebody in early.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm blessed, loving you.
Man, blessed and highly favored.
I know I love your voice.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
And you can sing.
I make a couple of What you doing up this early on a Monday morning?
Waiting on my kids to get here.
I know that's right. What y'all got planned for the day?
No, I have a daycare.
Oh, okay. You getting the bag for them little bad kids.
Yeah, them bad. Shh. You know what they say? F them kids.
Oh Lord, Lord. How many kids do you watch?
6.
Okay, all right. Look, she said, I guess gotta get that money, man. Still the same.
No, I do it for the love of the kids. There's not that much money in childcare.
Oh wow.
So I do it for the love of the kids, and I have a special needs child.
That's what's up. That's dope.
Yeah, so I do it for the babies.
For the babies. If it ain't for the babies, then what is it for?
Exactly. So I love kids. So I'm with Martin Payne. Martin love the kids.
Love the kids. I say it all the time. Big Phil, love the kids. And look, I got 7 of my own, so I got to love them a little bit.
You better love them.
Woo woo.
Woo woo. Now
First of
you woke
all,
me up this
here's
morning.
my.
See,
Say
it
that one more time.
is, huh?
I couldn't hear you. What you say?
I said it's raining here in Missouri.
Missouri.
Raining here in Missouri.
St. Louis
So
side or Kansas City side? Which side was closer?
I'm St. Louis, North Side.
She said, hold up. She looked at gave me that look like, hold up, Slim. Don't play me like that. It's only one area, one spot, one place.
That's the North Side.
Listen, I appreciate that. Listen, I got folks in both areas, so it's all good. But
Now, you know what? We all black, so I don't care if it's North Side, West Side, South Side. I don't
that
care if
part,
it's even Illinois, East St. Louis. I shot them out too.
that
So it's
part,
all love.
that part right there. Listen, at the end of the day, we all we got. If we ain't got
You
it, that's
know,
what the hell we got.
exactly. No, I got peoples over there like Frisco Kane from the East
Okay,
Side.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then over here, my nephew is Zeus Weber Waters. Rucker
Zeus,
Puff.
welcome. I ain't never heard of him, so I'm learning. I'm
No,
learning.
Rucker Puff, he used to be with Mac 10. He got a song that's streaming called I Need Love.
Okay, Mac 10 from Inglewood. Okay. Shout out to Mac, the big homie. Yeah. She
Yeah,
said, yeah,
so
him. That's him.
that's it.
Well, listen, I thank you for tapping in, and you make sure you stick around, stay around. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button for me. Boop, boop.
I just did. You too
Uh-uh.
late.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm
You
sorry.
see my shirt? It says Forever the Lou.
That part right there, the Lou. Shout out to St. Lou. I'm talking about Nelly and the home team and all them. And while you at it, y'all, that's coming in the room, hit that thumbs up for your boy Booker. Also,
Got
make
you,
sure you
baby.
hit that notification bell, bing, so you can know when we go live. You hear me?
I got you, baby.
All right,
Peace out to you.
that's what's up. You keep loving them kids. You hear me?
Mm, always.
And beat their ass if they bad. Say shh. Say no.
Oh, shh. Now I'm going to jail.
I'm just, I don't want no problems. I don't want
No, no problems. I wave the white
You
flag.
feel me?
I wave the
Put
white
your ass
flag.
in the corner. Sit down. So, no.
You tripping. Come on. Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you.
Okay, I didn't mean to
Yeah, let me
do
talk to you. Shh. You got to do that mother church thing. Come on, baby. Let me
it. Yeah.
talk to
Oh
you.
man, that pinch. Oh, come up and
Yeah,
sit
that
down.
bitch. Yeah, let me
And you
talk to
and
you
you
for a
and you
minute.
better not say nothing. You better not.
See, I'm old school. I keep a back scratcher in my purse.
Peck. Well, thank you so much, Denise. It's a blessing talking to you. Make sure you stay around and don't, what I'm saying, always cam up when you want. Come talk to me. I like talking to peoples. You hear me?
It's all love here. It's all good. God blessed me this morning to wake
That part.
up
That part.
and my family to wake up. I'm good.
That part. Anything else is uncivilized.
Uncivilized.
That
Like
part.
people deodorants.
Oh boy. All right, dog, baby. You have a blessed one, Denise.
Hi, baby. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Ladies and gentlemen, see how easy that is? Come talk to your boy. I'm very approachable. I'm not nobody special, but I am special. Come talk to me. It's your boy Big Phil Speaks, and I'm in the building. This is the Good Morning Gang Morning Show. Huh? Pros and my cons, I see you in the building. Jenny Miles, hey, hey. When did who start? Man. What's his church? Bread Loaf Ministries. Get the figgity out of here. That's a fact. Mundo, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Huh? Y'all stop acting like y'all scared to hit that like button. Let me hold up. Do baby. I gotta change the name on that one title too. All right. Share the live if you would. Share the live if you could. It's your boy Big Phil Speaks, and this is the Good Morning Gang Morning Show. Y'all come on over to this good YouTube. Stop playing with me. Why y'all over here? Huh? This is about to end soon, so y'all better come on over to that good YouTube. God's gift, you know where we at. Pluto's World, you know where we at. Maya Papaya. Listen. Y'all come on over. Holler at your bizoid. You feel me? One time. DJ Red, what's up with it? Good morning to ye. Stop playing with it. It's 19 and counting in the room. Hit that thumbs up. You ain't gonna miss nothing in the chat. It don't cost you nothing to hit that thumbs up for your boy. If you dislike it, hit the thumbs down. I'm saying. But if you all right with the situation, hit that thumbs up. Boop, boop. Listen. It helps us get picked up in the algorithm. And you know how I say, I want to menage with the world. You feel me? Listen. What you laughing about, pros to my con? Good morning. Though, listen, one of the first things I want to tap into, a story from out of Alabama. The young chocolate goddess, young beautiful black woman, a doctor no less, driving on the highway late night, sees a toddler on the side of the highway or walking across the highway, shows human compassion, empathy, and concern, pulls over to find out what's going on. Is the baby okay? Where's your weeples, your peoples? Then something happens. She's on the phone with somebody. They hear screams, and then the phone went dead or whatever. We don't know what happened, what's going on. Then yesterday I seen something, was it yesterday or Saturday, to where she has been found. God bless that. You know what I'm saying? I think the help with social media helped get her all right, get her, you know, to safety or whatever. I don't know the backstory. I don't know what happened to her while she was abducted, or if she was abducted. I don't know any of that at all. I just know that she's home safe or in the hospital safe or whatever. I know they said more details is coming up soon. I don't know if anything has come out between yesterday and today. Y'all can help me with that. But I will say this. Her story is not a far-fetched or singular event. I've heard of things where they put, like, well women will come across the highway, or they'll put little children out there in the highway, or what is perceived to be a little child, and it'd be a midget, to lure you to pull over, to get out your car out of concern, out of human compassion and concern. And then you could either be robbed, abducted, assaulted, killed, or what have you. So you all, especially the ladies, but you all in general, have got to be careful. Got to be careful. It's ingrained in us, even the tough ones, even the bad ones, even the bad seeds, the black sheep, so to speak. It's in us to have compassion. So we see things like that. We're like, oh no, shit, what they doing out here late at night? You know what I'm talking about? We need okay. We need help. You know, we want to help, you know, when we see somebody in need, especially a lady or a child or whatever. But you got to be careful. You gotta be careful because you never know what somebody's plot or ploy is. And especially when you're going through the backwoods or back areas or rural highways of America, some people don't like us at all. Some people are just off their rocker. Some people just want to do people dirty. And some people looking to push or grab people up and put them into certain precarious positions. Please be careful out there, ladies and gentlemen. Please be careful out there. That's a fact, DJ Red. Be careful. Why, boss? What is you talking about this morning? MMB, I see you in the place to be. Where you been? Good morning. Good morning. You been hiding, MMB? You been hiding? Afro Latina, I see you in the building. Cassie, I see you in here. People definitely have to be careful. Keisha Hall, Grand Risings, and you know it's GMG to the death of me. You feel me? But thank God she's home. Thank God she's okay. You feel me? You got no, you didn't. You're lying, MMB. You're lying. You're lying. No, you did not. No. RW in the building. What's goody like the mom? Good money gang. Yeah, I know you trolling, MMB. I know you trolling. But listen, over the weekend, what y'all do for the weekend? For me, hold on, let me make sure nobody's back here. They can be claiming I ain't see him in the back. Chin check. Hey. Listen, over the weekend was a mostly peaceful weekend. You know, had some things going on with the family. And then if y'all didn't see yesterday, Flipperachi, Queen's Flip was down in my area. He was first over in Ashburn, over in a certain area. With one of the other people from the cast, Jakari and his mom. They did some skits or whatever. And then he happened to got some family in my area where I'm at. And when he went live, he was saying, I'm in this such and such area with an M, da 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 da. And I said, hold up. Ain't too many M's around this area. So when somebody said in the car, he said, yeah. I said, hold up. I know he ain't pull up without saying something. So, I went and checked in with the homie and tapped in with him and chopped it up with him. We had a good time. His family was very hospitable. His wife's family and such was very hospitable. And we had a nice time, whatever. Shout out to JR, shout out to Flip, shout out to Princess, shout out to Nico, shout out to Linky, shout out to Trisha, shout out to Mom Duke, shout out to a couple other people. I ain't get their name, but it's all good. Shout out to the homie John too. Shout out to John. Yeah. But anywho, you worked over the weekend? Damn it. What the hell happened? Why I say device not connected? You took yourself to the movie, The Sound of Freedom. Really? What is that about, Cassie? What is that about? Pros of my concept. I worked. Who said a midget? Who said something about a midget? What are you talking about? Why there's nothing to lie about. I didn't do this to my Pretty Love is in the building. Hey. Good morning to ye. My last week before my birthday come. Listen, I'm all right. Listen, happy early birthday to you. You feel me? It's 32 and rising in the building. Do your boy a favor, hit that thumbs up for me. That boop, boop. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Boop, boop. And hit that notification bell. Bing. So every time we go live, if you're not on IG or if I'm not on IG, you'll know what's popping. You hear me? Y'all come on over here to the good YouTube. Y'all know where we at. Stop playing with ye. Siggy Minaj, what's goody like the mob? I keep hearing about that movie and how they trying to shut it down. A triumphant story of two siblings telling their story of being trafficked. Oh, wow. Okay, okay. Yeah, I definitely got to check that out. Oh, okay. Small person. Small person. I get that. Okay. All the verbal emoji noises. that part. That part. I walked in on you active last night. I'm always active, pros in my car. Huh? I tell you, I'm outside even when I'm not outside. And when I'm outside, not outside, guess what? I'm still outside. Listen, pros in my con, it is positive vibes only. What you talking? Oh, you talking about when I was talking to old boy? You talking about when I was talking to Biscuits McStuffing? That's light. That's light. I keep telling them they not ready. But, you know, it's all to the good. Hey, RW, you bugging. Hey, Chin Check, that part right there. I be around like tires, and don't y'all forget it. Don't y'all forget it. Like that there. Listen, the movie was done 5 years ago, had to jump through many hoops to get it. Oh, wow. Yeah, I definitely have to check that out. First off, I commend you for trying to understand. Pros of my con, I always listen. uh, all jokes aside, he has some talent, right? I think he's misguided in some of his actions and how he lets it out, and he doesn't know how to reel certain things back in. But he has talent. I wish he would stick with that big coach thing. I've said this on live. I said it to him to his face. I wish he would like grow that big coach thing, do content off of that, do skits and stuff. I think that will really push him through the door like he want to be anyway. But you know, some folks are just hard headed. $8, what's goody like the mob? Hey, hey. I'm not sure at the moment, MMB, MIA, they be, but guess what? It's all good. It's all good. He be talking in circles. That's a fact of Mundo. Dana Mac, where you been, Dana Mac? Hey, hey. Oh, Lord. I know this is going to be a good show. A lot of people are popping up. I ain't seen in 40 years and 40 days and 40 nights. Huh? Y'all come on over here to the good YouTube and stop playing with your boy. You hear me? You see what where these lights is at. Y'all playing with me. Do 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 do. Hit them thumbs up, y'all. Thank you. How was it with Flip? Oh, it was all good. It was all love. $8, all good, all love. I think I don't I think the bird, to be honest, bread is at a tipping point in his life. Um, I think a lot of things ain't go the way he wanted it to go. I think a lot of things ain't going the way he would like it to go, and he's kind of unraveling. Um, I think the biggest hit for him was the situation with his brotherhood and SLM or whatever the case may be. Hopefully they get that right, or maybe they've gotten it right already. I don't know. It ain't my business. That's their thing. However, I think that took a mental toll on him. He was already unhinged a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? So the fact that, you know what I'm saying, that was his last go-to, kind of, sort of, he kind of unraveled. Now, what he need to do is pull himself back together and get his act together. Picking fights with everybody ain't gonna be the move. Some of them, yeah, you might get out on. Some of them you might be able to get over on. But some of us are different in many facets, and you're not ready when it comes to this one. I'll say that 20 bandana was goody like the mob. He gives off, he's on survival mode. Pros and my con, Factamundo. That's a fact. Tracy T is in the place to be. What's goody? Like the mob. If he could control his anger and emotions, he would be the biggest. I don't know about the biggest, but he could be huge. I ain't gonna hold you. Listen, I told him this personally. I think that he could, be something. I also told him that he's his greatest enemy. He's his number one competitor. He's his own problem. He puts his foot in his mouth and his ass at the same time at times. To keep it buck. I kind of heard that, Jeannie Miles. And if he playing with fire, because I know a little history behind some of the what you call this, and Brad wasn't as boisterous in people's faces. So I'm gonna leave that there. I'm not gonna speak on that. I'll let people speak on their own thing if they want to at the time or whatever. But you know what? God is good and all is well. Hey, come on over to the YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. Dia, come on over to the YouTube. In content form for the platform, he could be the best person. You think so, $8? You think so? I don't know about that. He'll be one of the top. I'll say that. But the best or the biggest? If I'll say this, $8. If he hones into that big coach stuff and really builds that big coach out, then you might have a viable argument with that. You might have a good argument with that. Factamundo. Night Rider. You feel me? But guess what? Moon Sniper, I see you in the building, Moon. One thing for sure, two things for certain. He's making it so that people are talking about him. So that's a smart move. However, you can be a stunt dummy in your smart move and end up crashing into a brick wall. Whether that brick wall comes with the fist or something else. You hear me? So have at it. Moon, what's good? He like them out. You should cam up, Moon. Why not? You know what I'm talking about? Come on up to the Good Morning Gang Morning Show and talk. I know you got some things to talk about when it comes to some things that have happened over this weekend. You feel me? He's crashing out for, man, listen. It's like he got a hold of something with some little bit of fit. Man, I ain't even gonna go there. He got a hold of some K2, smoked some K2, and just went discombobulated. He's just on one. But guess what? Man, listen. Biscuits, McStuffin', I know you listening. I know you around in the cut. Get your act together. Get your act together. All content ain't good content. All acts and outbursts will not lead to the outcome you wanted to. You think because you're in one state and somebody's in another state, they can't get to you. You have to be mindful, especially if you're trying to be around and you want to go back to the Joe Budden's podcast. I mean, to the Improper Improv on the Joe Budden's network. You want to do that, you got to come to New York. Stop playing with people. Stop playing with people. That's all I'm going to say. Because some people ain't a part of the content, but they would make that ass some content. Pause. I'm just saying. In other news, Jordan and Kylie were seen having dinner after 4 years. Do you think after this Tristan Thompson scandal? I don't know. Keisha Hall, to be honest, a lot of them go back and forth in between each other and all that. And look, Abel, people need to just make up their mind what they want and what they don't want. If you don't want somebody, leave them alone. If you want them, go all in. Show them that you want them or whatever, and stick and stay. People go through adversity, but with cheating, she shouldn't have to stay, up under that or whatever. But with that family, you never know what's real and what's not real, what they doing and what they not doing, because it's a whole lot with that. Hey, Tracy T. Yeah, Biscuit McStuffins. Definitely him. He sees everything. He see everything, but he don't see nothing when it come to him. Rashad Houston, what's goody like the mob? Moon Sniper.
Damn it.
That man. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
First time you done came through the door waving the 4-4. What's goody like the mob?
I'm telling you, I be around like tires.
That part, listen, man. Listen, ain't no other way to be, huh?
Okay.
Was you online last night? Did you see how I tapped in with Flip when he was in the area?
Yeah, I did actually. Well, I was watching Man on Fire. I
Okay,
had I
okay.
had rewatched that movie, then I got on the live.
I taught
You know,
Denzel all they knew for that part, but okay.
yeah,
Good
and
morning,
so
Jay.
I was in and out. Um I saw Crazy Man kind of go with, and Mo. I thought that was crazy. This past weekend was very ghetto, and I
It
appreciate
was a
it.
lot. It was a lot. A lot. A lot. I'll say that. I was like, ooh, from Jakari on around the bread, and I'm just like, ooh. And you probably don't know the back history, and I ain't gonna speak on it on here, but Bread already know he barking up the wrong tree because that tree done almost fell on him a time or two already.
Oh yeah, but in this
Hey, Tina.
particular situation, I think that we're witnessing a lot of people crash out. I think a lot of people are recognizing that they're running out of gas, and it's more
Mm,
real. It's not like last summer or even the summer before that. This is different. I think that the stakes are much higher, and I think that people are actually starting to realize, recording someone else's recording is not content. Or,
aha.
it's not. It's no different than if you're just critiquing something, but it's not creating content, it's creating commentary. You're not actually creating content. Content would be original, which means that you thought of it, you created it, you produced it, and you
Mm,
published it. That's true
content.
content.
That's a fact of
Um,
mundo.
I think commentary is nice. Anyone can have commentary on it, because if that is the particular channel that you're trying to,
To
do
go
things
to,
through.
yeah, yeah.
But we're seeing that people are letting, substances, and they're letting their own internal um things influence them to such a degree to where it's pulling them away from any opportunities. It's pulling them away from actually being able to complete the mission. And they're returning looking crazier than ever, not healed, only distracted, um,
Mm.
in more of a delusional state than they left in. And some people are MIA right now, and we saying RIP.
Boy, yeah, 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 right.
And that's a real possibility. That's the crazy part, that
The saddest
something really like
reality.
that could
Yeah,
happen.
exactly.
Damn
Prayers,
it. But that's what it is. We're so focused on what the person is saying, we're not focused on what they're doing.
what they're doing. That part. And that's why good sometimes it's good to play the background so you can pay attention and see everything. And because a lot of times when you up front and you're talking or you write, on the screen or whatever, you fixated on whatever's going on in the what's called or a couple comments that you see. But when you sit back and just watch and listen, you really take in a lot. And you can see people just make a fool of
Yeah,
themselves.
having
Like
at it.
nothing. Having at it, that part. Having that, and it's like, boy. And what's crazy, through all people's shortcomings and things that they indulge in, there is some talent there amongst these people, but mentally, I don't think they see it, really truly believe it, or they're just jaded by the influences, the things that they ingest and do, um, to
I
really get,
agree with that. Heavy on that.
yeah, heavy on that. And it's like it's a shame because it's like, okay, especially for Biscuits, he um he wants so bad to be, but he keep keeping himself from being, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I used to say this before, where sometimes individuals are so willing to try to destroy you, so much to
Hmm.
the point to where they'll blow up the building with themselves inside, which is crazy because what was the point of the mission? Because if you're trying to destroy me, right, and because you feel like I'm nothing, or and you're also trying to do it and you don't mind destroying yourself, that means that there's nothing greater beyond that mission, which means you should just stop what you're doing now, because you are your biggest enemy. You are your biggest villain. You are the antagonist in your own
On
life.
life.
And it's I'm telling you. And it's crazy because it's like, for what? And we've seen that that angle doesn't always work. You have to be able to really maneuver after you do that in order to, get the attention, and then boom, here it goes. This is something that unfortunately it's getting really washed and very dried out,
Mm.
getting very played out.
And then wonder why, man. And then they wonder why, and then they'll blame everybody else. They turn the finger instead of looking in the mirror at themselves. This person did this. This person's against me. This person plotted against me. This person hated. No, it's you the whole time. It's you the whole time. No matter what somebody else says or does, you are the catalyst to your success or to your demise. Let me ask you this, Moon, while I got you up here. The
Mhm.
the young lady, the doctor, the chocolate goddess that
The
came up missing.
bridge kisser.
No, hell no, not that girl. No, 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 no.
Oh,
I'm talking about
the bird.
Alabama. No.
I thought when you said doctor, I said, "Oh shit."
No, 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 hell no. The young lady in Alabama who we don't know all of what went on, but who is said to have been possibly abducted, who went missing late in the midnight hours of in wherever
I don't
Muttling,
even know about that
Alabama.
story.
You never heard of that?
Uh-uh.
Who the
Are y'all saying she was found? Right? She was found
Yeah,
though.
she was found. She
Okay,
was
so I
found
did. Okay, so I
yesterday.
did see the. I saw that, but I never know she was abducted.
She was driving along a little highway late at night or back road or something, and she said she saw what she thought was a toddler walking across the highway or whatever. So she, out of concern, pulled over to see if the baby was all right, what was going on. She was on the phone with somebody. The person, she went up to see, you all right? And she said that the friend that was on the phone heard screaming, then the call went dead or whatever. They said her wig and something else was left on the road or whatever, and her
Damn.
car was on the side of the road, but they didn't know where she was. And then she was found, I think yesterday or maybe the night before. And
Well,
more details are supposed to come out, but haven't as of yet. We don't know if something physically happened to her or if this was all
a
to get
stunt.
out of trouble, yeah, a hoax or something else devious or whatever. We don't know what's going on, but I look at it like the power of the internet, because a lot of people were sharing it. A lot of big sites, even television, picked it up this time around. Certain sites, CNN, certain places, which would surprise me, but they picked it up and they put it on TV, and I think that might have helped her in a way, maybe if it was a real situation, whatever.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah.
I don't. I've seen people in the comments say that they're calling her Jussie Smollett and all of that, and maybe it wasn't real or whatever.
Oh,
But I'm going to speak to
Carlethia
um,
Rowe. Okay.
I'm going to speak to what it is for face value, if it is for what it was.
Yeah.
We live in a world now to where you need to stop being so trusting in things that you see, because everything that is pure is not pure. And
Wow.
also leave it up to people who really are trying to be heroes, like police officers and this and that. Leave that up to them. If you ever see something out of the ordinary, call the police and have
Exactly.
them
Rocket.
investigate.
Yeah, yeah.
Call the police. If you just like, if you ever see someone come up to your door and out of the, of all the houses, let's say someone come up to you, let's say you live in the end of the neighborhood, of all the houses they came to your house, don't open up that goddamn door. Why the fuck couldn't they go to the rest of the 50 houses above you from the entrance? Why
Yeah,
did they
yeah, yeah,
just so
yeah. Yeah.
happenly choose
Pick
your
your
house?
door.
Always pay attention. You know what I'm saying? There's so much going on that we, if if you don't look for the wolf, I promise you, you'll stay sheep. And people are used to being in an autonomous mode on, okay, I'm just going to live my life like this, and anything out of the ordinary, I'm going to, I'm going to question it, but I'm also going to try to run up and say, no, hell no, question everything, but don't run up on shit because you don't know what it is. And I think in this particular moment,
That's right.
I don't know. I don't
What's
know
real and
what,
what's not.
yeah, I don't know, but I will do a deeper dive into this. I'm very thankful that y'all even brought this up. I'm thankful you asked me that question because after seeing it, I'm so desensitized to stories like that. I literally saw she was found and kept scrolling. I'm like, okay, good, and just kept moving. I didn't even know it was that big of a that big of a deal because I'm so used to things like that happening all the time that you know it's a shame that it is. And you know what, there's even bigger stories and bigger things that the media is not reporting, that it's embarrassing that we put all our time and efforts to find those dumbasses um who
Hey,
got in that
Creole. That
submarine.
damn submarine, yeah, in
Yeah,
that Sprite can.
they spent all that time, but it be little black boys and girls that really go missing, and time is of the essence, and we choose to let them slip through our let's not say we. Let me say them. They
That part.
choose to let them slip through their fingers. We looking for old bastard. I mean, excuse my language. We looking for old people who had the money to get a fucking clue. I mean, a effing clue. It's hard not to cuss these days.
You cuss a little bit, just kind of
Right. It's
spread
hard.
them out a little bit.
They couldn't even buy a clue.
Right.
And we letting little black boys and girls slip through our fingers due to the shortcomings of police officers. Not only that, when they get a little bit older, they shooting them. Not only that, when they get a little bit older, they trying to put them away. So it's like I don't know what's real and what's not,
What's not?
and what they're really trying to report and what's not actually. So I would have to look deeper in that.
Yeah, I'm waiting for more information too, because Keyshaw, I didn't understand what you were trying to say about the Red Roof thing. I would love for you to cam up to actually talk about it, if you would. If you can't, to type more about it or whatever, so I can gain the better context of it. But what I was saying earlier, though, Moon, is that there have been other stories throughout the years of similar type of situations happening. Not necessarily with a black woman, but just in general, with like somebody putting a child in the highway or a woman in the highway to get you to pull over, and then
Like
trying to
another
whatever.
Denzel Washington movie. What's it called? It's called Damn Book of Eli. When they use the woman as a
Yeah,
decoy.
yeah, exactly, yeah, exactly. And then you couple that with it being in Alabama, and certain Alabama has a lot of sundown towns and a lot of old school mentality when it comes to
Oh yeah, and them tricks still work to this day. They still work
yeah,
because they're if you're not privy to those type of actions, it's almost like they're going fishing or they're going hunting, if that makes any sense.
yeah,
That's
exactly,
exactly what's going on. And they're
exactly.
trying to see how many can we catch because it's people say, well, oh, well, that's not normal. Yes, it is. What's chaos to the fly is normal to the spider. And in this particular instance, those people are the spider, and that black woman was the fly.
In a bigger
That's what
way.
that
And hopefully whatever did go on, hopefully it turns out that it was, I don't know. Hopefully she's all right. I'll say that. And hopefully it was not a hoax. I pray that this is not, like you said, Safia, I hope that this is not no bullshittery. Because if it is, then she need to be dealt with. And if it is something serious, hopefully the people that were behind it get dealt with.
I hope the whole organization get blown open. If that is, what's going
Something that
on.
really happened. Yeah, that's a fact. Because in this day and time, it's so much wickedness and so many disturbed people or whatever. It's, to me, it's enough. It's too
Mhm.
too much. Too much. But
Especially them
it's a
being in big
determination.
positions too, because I don't even be surprised. I believe that the police commissioner be in on it, the judge, the DEA, all types of people in high positions usually know what's going on. It's probably been reported, and they the damn ones doing it, sending the people out doing it anyway.
Oh shit! Keyshaw said that they reported that a front desk employee called 911, said 6 carloads of her family members showed up, saying that Carly called that she was in a room there. The family is now acting as if the 911 call never happened. Oh,
Call
I
911.
don't know. I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to play this one by ear and see where the road goes.
Wait a minute. So her name is Carly?
Carlisa something. Somebody posted it earlier. Said it
So her
earlier.
family came to look for her or something. Like I don't understand the
Yeah.
comment.
Yeah, they were saying that the hotel, somebody at the hotel reported that 6 carloads of her peoples showed up. I guess to say what's happening.
Right. We looking for. Oh, okay. So they had a lookout.
Yeah. And she said because the family is denying the red roof and call never happened, this has social media believing Carly was never kidnapped. Instead, mental breakdown and called family to get her.
Mm.
Oh.
Now I know what's real and fake.
Her name was
I
Carlita.
think that's a real song, by the way, too. You see,
Carlita
it's
Russell
shit like
Carlita.
that. It's little details like that. I really hope, and let me tell you what's dangerous about doing shit like that, and why people need to be upfront with what their child did or didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
You make people lose the ability or the want or the urgency to
Hey, Charlotte.
truly get help when it really is going on. That
Yeah.
crying wolf effect and trying to capitalize off of it and trying to kind of cover your tracks to hide embarrassment from maybe mental health, you stop the will and you stop the urgency of helping other people that look and sound and are you in other situations. When you play with people like that, you're stopping a little black boy or girl from actually getting help from a similar story like this when you do shit like that every time.
And it desensitizes people to actual story or actual real event where somebody's really being abducted or been abducted or has been sexually assaulted or whatever the case may be. That crying wolf syndrome affects more people than just the initial person, what they did and didn't do. It has a greater effect in society, in our communities and in other communities, abroad or whatever. And people need to be mindful of that. Of right of sound mind. If you don't have a right sound mind, then you can't be expected to do the right thing. But it's like, damn.
Right, heavy on the damn.
That damn man. So if this is the
Damn.
case, if she had a mental breakdown and her family need to clear that up. Somebody need to be a spokesman. Say, our beloved colleague da had a mental breakdown, and this is She's getting help. We're praying and da da da. But if
Yeah,
it's
and
not
acknowledge that. Yeah.
exactly, and if that's not the case, and it's something else, something different, then guess what? that needs to be that needs to come out. And the last thing I saw, they said more details will be will be released at the time, because I think she was taken to the hospital or whatever when they found her, whoever found her, whether it was the police or somebody else.
Something, I think when it looked like a duck and it quacked like a duck, it's a duck.
It's a damn goose. It's like
Yeah,
duck,
because I feel like there's too much reasonable doubt going on now to where if this is not being planted news to get people off the trail of like, oh, maybe she's a liar and something really did happen, then I believe this is a duck. And I think under further investigation,
because like I said,
a
certain media outlets picked it up kind of quick too, quicker than normal. Because usually it takes.
And they don't pick up black people now.
Right.
You have to have rice skinned. I'm telling you, because
rice,
like with Casey Anthony, right? With Casey Anthony, man, they look for that baby immediately. She was on Casey Anthony's daughter. They look for that baby everywhere. And what was the lady that was kidnapped in that other country? Her name exactly, because I'm telling you, because if she wasn't white, they wasn't gonna look for her. They wasn't gonna look for her.
That's a fact.
If the person is of Caucasus descent, they will look high and low for 6 months, 12 months, damn near. What's the girl? What's her name? Elizabeth Smart. They look for that girl forever.
Yes, that's a fact, Mundo, and didn't stop.
And never gave up.
Get the likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that thumbs up. It don't cost you a thing to hit that thumb. Boop up. We trying to menage with the algorithm. Come on now. It don't cost you a thing. Just hit that thumbs up for your boy. You hear me? But you're right about that, and it's crazy. So it make you wonder, okay, is this a diversion? Is this a hoax? Is this a mental breakdown? Was she really abducted? Was something heinous done to her? What's really good? And something needs to be said, because these are roads that people travel. If or at least said to be a road that people travel, and it's going to cause a whole lot of problems, and how can I say, a lot of unnecessary fright on the one hand, and a lot of, I guess, real necessary fright on the other hand, if it is something, heinous that happened or whatever.
Right. It's given
thank you, Creole.
Scandal. It's given scandal with Olivia Pope, because sometimes I think organizations do things like this to offset a totally different thing that we're not even aware about. Like sometimes decoying something like this is actually a test to see, okay, what happens with this, or what doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? It's like we don't know the domino effect that this is actually doing in another way. Like we're so fixated on this and we're not privy to what else could be going on, that we don't know that this could be maybe a type of thing where, maybe they want to do something with the road and they needed a situation like this in order to implement things for the road. Or maybe, what I'm saying? Like
that's
sometimes they do little seeds like this to watch it grow, and they can really say, oh, okay, now we're going to start putting this here or that. And really it was a governor who just wanted to add tolls to the road to get, something. Who knows?
There's another story that came out that I saw. I can smack myself. The young lady that got killed in her house with her boyfriend, baby daddy, or whatever, when the police shot her. Breonna Taylor. There's a story coming out now that they bought her house, bought that for $1, and they said that the biggest story was that they've been trying to buy the development where she lived at, and she was a holdout, and to build something through there. The state or the city wanted to build something through there, and that there's a story that the police officers were part of a unit hired to take care of people, not necessarily kill them, but threaten and or get people to want to move up out of the area so that they can get that land or get the property and do what it was. It's an interesting story. I got to read more about it.
It probably is. It sound like that. Kiss him. What did he say? He's in shock. I think you meant kill him.
I
That's
appreciate that, Tracy. I appreciate you. I really do. And yeah, so when I heard that, I was like, oh,
there it go.
it, make you think and want to go do some research. But the person
That's why
mapped
we
out
never stop saying her name, because if that come out, oh my, it's up, it's over.
is a problem. It's
And
definitely
I'm
a
gonna
problem.
be getting the fuck on out of here. Me and Mr. Big gonna be off in Mongolia or something like that. Yeah, I won't be here anymore.
Costa Rica is nice climate. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
extraditable.
Gone.
He said, I'm up out of here. So what's
I'm
going on,
telling
Mo? What you been having going on this weekend?
Nothing really. I used this weekend as a weekend of rest.
Yeah, yeah.
I used this weekend to kind of see what's going on. What is this? What is that? Um, and that's about it. To be honest, trying to enjoy my summer. Some summers
As
are different being grown
than
compared
they were
to,
as a youngin.
yeah, you always felt like, okay, I got this to do. I'm gonna run around and, I'm going to the pool, and now I'm gonna go. And now the world is so different now, to where sometimes I think I take a moment to kind of pause or take my time with what I want to do throughout my day, and not get so wrapped up in go
Everything
run
else.
around and yeah, be outside and this and that. Sometimes that's not always the case. And sometimes it's better to read and understand what the hell is going on in the world or around you, or even in your own environment first, before
Listen,
doing that.
I tell people all the time, yes, some to a lot of the news is propagandized, um, but I think you still should pay attention. And the same with you and I, the dialogue we're having. Don't take what I'm saying for face value. Don't take what Moon is saying for face value.
Do your own
Go
research.
do your due diligence, do your own research, and find out what's real and what's not. Same with the news, but at least you'll be able to say that I heard what I heard, and that's what made me go do the research. God
Or
damn.
sometimes y'all know in the movies, when someone says a small bit of information and they have a flashback and it puts them back where they heard something, they're able to put it together. It's something
Mm-hmm.
like that. Sometimes being aware will help you filter through what someone is saying. Maybe you're at the grocery store, maybe you're around something and you're like, and they have a different perspective of it. You're able to apply your own, perspective, and kind of see what the hell is it, or maybe you're able to balance the equation um
Mm-hmm.
behind it, because the news is ran by, I think, three or four major
Major entity, yeah.
yes, and that's it. And there's a video where someone showed the news, and it's sent to all these different counties and all these different states, and they all kept along to a script that sounded all the same. Not only that,
All
down
too
to the
similar.
word verbatim. And a lot of people don't ever investigate. The news is one of those entities where you don't investigate beyond what they're doing, because they took an oath of press to actually be truthful and honest. But
That's a fact.
they ain't got to do that. A lot of times, the most intact entities are the most corrupt behind that veil. And there's a episode of Schoolhouse Rock. Um,
They don't know about
I
that. I'm surprised you know
yeah,
about it, but
conjunction junction was
what
yo
your
yeah.
function?
That's why I kept telling the nigga, you need to go up and go to Capitol Hill and pass a bill. That's why I'm just
That
a
part.
bill. I'm
Sit
just a
on
like that.
Capitol Hill.
Yeah, that's what Schoolhouse Rock taught
That
me.
part.
But I'm saying there's an episode that shows I think it's coal companies, or some type I forget
Ah,
per se, but they're coal companies, or they are factories that do a lot of pollution. They have a big big contracts with news stations because they don't want to be reported on, right? They don't ever want to be reported on, because if they were to be reported on as much as the news could do, it would be detrimental to companies like GE and all those other big conglomerates that do a lot of polluting the world with that. And they showed an episode, I mean, of um Schoolhouse Rock on SNL, and they took it off, and you'll never be able to find it. You might be able to find it online, but
Few and far
they
between. You're right.
yeah, they were educating kids on. They were saying too much, and they went ahead and they never showed Schoolhouse Rock again on that particular channel. And they actually got that episode deleted, I believe, because it was giving too much facts on the behind the scenes. The news will never report on companies like that, or the companies that put money in their pocket, because they get their pockets lined by huge companies that are actually lying to you.
Lying. That's a
Right.
fact. That hey, that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting is nobody questions the news. They like, oh, the news said, or da 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 da, until some smoking gun comes out at a time or whatever. Then it's like, oh, this story was false. Oh, and then they try, a lot of times they'll try to clean it up somehow, the news station itself or whatever, or sweep it under the rug. But folks really need to pay attention, just so you can know what's going on and actually get to understand the mindset of the powers that be, because through the news you can kind of garner a understanding, if you pay attention, as to where the world is going or where the nation is going. And like I said, through your own due diligence and research, you can find out if it's more bullshit than actual fact, or if something else is going on. Because the same way with the submarine, like you said, with what was that a diversion? There was a ship with, I forget how many, 700 some odd immigrants on it.
Oh
That went
yeah, they
down.
let that sweep right by. Nobody talked
Yeah,
about that. I want to
yeah,
say this right quick too.
sure.
Okay. Just a little, just to give y'all a little insight on what's going on. I know that people say there's an agenda with the LGTVs, right?
Not the
No, the
LGTVs.
LGTVs. Okay, I have Samsung, but the LGTVs, right? Um, Where is the energy for people who are really doing human trafficking, which has been going on? Y'all let Jeffrey Epstein get away for years. And then at the
Ah,
very end, when y'all wanted his money, that's when y'all said, okay, now we're going to apply the charges. He was able to touch presidents, he was able to touch judges, DEAs, federal agents. He was able to touch everybody. And we all turned the eye. And we so worried about a man in a wig and a dress reading books in a library, that the real monsters out there, and the real monsters who are coming after your kids, and the real monsters who are snatching them up in the dark, are wearing that white and blue. They're wearing those judge uniforms. They're your doctors, your lawyers. They're the
man,
actual people who are supposed to be helping
man.
your kid out there. They are doing the human trafficking. Why aren't celebrities talking about their other celebrity counterparts who are playing with with
Aha.
with them? Why are we so focused on the LGTBs? Because you know why? Because it puts a face to the monster, when the real monster is the one who's doing the reporting.
The faceless one, or the one behind us.
Yeah, that's
Look,
what's
look, doing the
actually
moon.
going on.
Hold on, doing the moon with the puppet string.
Exactly. I'm telling you, because what's going on in my brain? Cereal, glitter, uh, trolls, and the Barbie doll movie. That's what's going on in my brain right now. Okay, glitter, Barbie movie,
And some damn
trolls,
cereal.
and right. And Powerpuff Girls. That's what's going on in
Oh,
my brain. And you got a man over here trying to, okay, how am I going to get up in this school? I'm telling you, that's the agenda, because all these politicians saying, I can't believe this is the outrage, and they the ones that was on that pedo island. They were the
and
ones really with him.
and a certain list came out. It was more names that was supposed to come out, but there was a list that came out, and for the life of me, I understand it, but I don't get why nothing was ever really done, or there was some kind of congressional inquiry to pull these people in to find out more what was popping, what was going on, what was your role, or what did you do on this island, what da 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 da.
Yeah.
None of that happened, and I know why, because some of those people that probably in Congress and Senate probably was there. Some of the people that uh hand out the law, the sentences, judges, etc., were there. It A lot of people didn't work
A-list
in.
celebrities were there, presidents were there, governors were
Yes,
there, people in
yes,
high capacity were there. Naomi Campbell, you were there. I saw your name. Bill Clinton, you were there. I saw your name. Ain't that crazy? Naomi Campbell and Bill Clinton from two different parts of the
worlds.
world, literally, economically, financial, like all of that. Y'all just do two different things. And that crazy man brought y'all together on that island. Not saying that you was doing anything, Naomi, but then again, I don't know if you weren't doing anything anyway. I'm just saying having models around to dress up the environment while you're undressing exactly is crazy.
Hella crazy. Now, what we haven't heard from is his right hand, or right hand man, or right hand woman. I forget her
Ghislaine
name.
Maxwell.
Yeah, she, there was a lot of talk that she'd be running her mouth, that she was talking, that she was working with the feds or whatever in this situation or whatever, to kind of help get herself out of as
What
much.
I would do, I would offer her immunity and let her tell it all. And
Tell
then
it
once
all.
once it's done, I turn around and say, "Gotcha, bitch," and put her right back. Cause they be breaking the laws anyway. They put you in that little dungeon underneath the White House, and then you lose all your rights. Once you get down there, you ain't on American soil. You under the soil.
Uh-huh.
Waterboarding.
Listen. Who is John of God, Sarah Lynn? Said Oprah's friend John of God was just sentenced to like 99 years. Who is that? I never heard of that person. John of God. Sound like a damn cult leader.
I'm telling you.
Said Moon would be a great therapist. Moon would either directly diagnose somebody or fuck their world up.
And
Tell
I'd
them
say, and I take Visa,
they get
MasterCard, American Express.
that part.
It's a deposit before the healing. And the full amount is due because you'll definitely have a toll put on you. I'm telling you.
Oprah be having some weird friends. Harvey Weinstein,
They are
Weinstein
the weird
boy.
friend. Oprah is the weird friend.
Yeah, you know what? What I didn't know, I get it.
Cause
Like
how
you,
you Oprah and you not reporting on your own what you seeing right in front of you? You was such a great reporter, but you don't see what the fuck going on. You weird bitch.
and it go to make you wonder too. Like, okay, I get it. Going to third world countries and trying to elevate those countries and bring them current and or helping out the youth of there. But why not start a school here in the United States? Why, where the educational system is jacked? Why not start here and then go do a pilot school, a satellite school in whatever country she built that all girls school? Why not do that?
Well,
It,
because everything is already set up to generate money and despair. Despair,
mm,
trauma, but heavy on that despair. If y'all don't really understand the true nature of what despair is, look it up because that is a very profitable and the most lucrative thing on this planet is people living in despair and poverty. If you are able to offset and have a particular, which is why Kim Jong Un has North Korea living the way that they do.
they do.
Because North Korea is the darkest country in the world because they have no electricity and their propaganda is so extensive. It's very rare that they even get an outside view, if ever. There's only one woman that I know of that escaped. They killed her entire family, but she escaped and she
Yeah.
actually talks. But going back to this, in our country, we make money off the backs of people who are in despair, who are going through tumultuous times. And if we
Fact.
did things fairly and equally, that would stop the people are you they would still be getting money, but they're getting such an influx of money that the greed of it makes people not want to do that. So let's go off to underdeveloped countries, or countries that who aren't privy to what we're trying to do, and let's become prophets to them, just like in the book of Eli. Because what that man tried to do was get that Bible to then influence a whole wave of people who were not aware of the time before the sun fell out of the sky.
That part.
And with this particular instant, billionaires have the ability to be prophets. They literally have not a prophet, but prophets. They literally have the ability to use their prophets to seem as if they are a prophet to other people in other undeveloped countries. And they come and they jab them with needles, and they make them do this and they make them do that. And all of a sudden, you now have an infrastructure to where you have a group of people who you're controlling, not even in your own backyard, but in someone else's backyard. And they don't even have the money to fight you. And they physically can't get to you because you don't even live there.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And it's interesting, right? Because when you think of how the Constitution is set up, and what it was meant to be and what it was not meant to be for some people, i.e., us, um, and how it's been utilized um, in the structure of the Senate, the Congress, and the games that they play, and your local politicians as well, when it comes to the greater good of the United States and its people, or whatever, and how most folks don't pay attention enough to say, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all are actually playing us against each other while y'all run amok. Y'all put forth certain bills, and y'all will tell us this bill is about that. You're not telling us about the 700, 500, some odd other pages of other crap that you didn't put in there that isn't openly read or known about, that you're passing right under our noses. You'll talk about the greatest bill, or the biggest talking point in the package or the bill, that will either be controversial or garner, the hearts of man or whatever. But you're not talking about the bullshit bills and the shit that sets us back, or, are archaic, or now
Mm-hmm.
foul, that you then padded into this bill. And every now and again, somebody say, hold up, wait a minute, we're not going to sign this bill. You need to take some shit out. Only because they want some other shit put in or whatever. And it's crazy. And we the people are so oblivious to it all, and we just sit and allow it to happen because we don't understand the
I'm
structure
telling
of
you.
democracy, the structure of the laws, codes, and statutes that we live up under, the Constitution, and don't know how to get recourse. So we just go along to get along. Oh, that ain't for us. That's not about us. When the whole time, yes, it is
But
about
it is.
that part.
It
That
is,
part.
and this is something. When you understand how your enemy does things, or the technique on how they do or how they operate, it makes it easier to identify, hey, this ain't right. That's why sometimes when you have quality controllers, or you got men and women who work in places that have quality control, because shit can go real bad real quick if the person who doesn't know uh what is going on, if they're not aware of it. So whenever people are like Phil, what Phil talked about is something that has been happening for so long, and a lot of people don't even know, like, oh, where did this come from? You signed
Mm.
it. Y'all
Ha
voted for this
ha.
person, and they only talked about what sounded good. They read you the dream. They didn't read the reality. The reality
They
is
ain't
the
tell you
fine
them the
print. The
bylaws and
dream is the
clauses
big
and them
print.
the fine print. They ain't give you that.
Yeah, and so a lot of times we're so willing to believe in someone's, pipe dream that they give us, that instead we're not willing to actually do the work for ourselves to really set it up that way. Because let's say you want a new car. Go get that car. But it ain't nothing without the key. And that's the thing. We're not getting keys to the vehicles that they're promising us.
Mm.
So we're not
Ah,
actually going anywhere. In our normal lives, what you would want to do is go to your local community, go to your county, then go to your state, then do that. Once you clean all that up, the pipeline is so much cleaner from when information is delegated back or direction, because you'll have people who are closer to you and closer to them who have the ability to say, no, I don't agree with this. This is not good for the people. But if you're only focused on the head of the fish, because the fish rots from the head first,
that's a
then you're
fact.
never then you're never going to actually understand that it's little things that are connected to that fish. If you cut the fish's head off and it rots, you can still salvage the rest of the body and eat it. So
Mm.
you need to separate yourself from the head of government, right? And go to your counties, go to your local elections and things like that. Get that cleaned up. Try to do all that. Understand, because they are more privy to what goes on in the government, because that's their job. Their job is a little closer to that. Once you understand that jargon and the legal this and the political that, it don't sound like jargon no more. It actually sounds like stuff you can understand and stuff that's prevalent in your life.
That's a fact. And ladies and gentlemen, you listening to somebody that's older than me, y'all.
I'm 62.
It's like, cause I always,
but
I'm gonna
but
keep it a buck.
seriously, you know.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. When I first met you, I thought you was in your 30s, right? To find out you was as young as you are, I was like, oh, he got his head
Oh,
on
you
right. He got pause. He got his good head on his shoulders, whatever. And you don't find a lot of youngins of that ilk, of that mindset, to where they sponge, they soak up information, and they actually are articulate and can speak to various topics or whatever. And it's more of that needed in a time where I call it the lost generation. It's a lot more of our youth that need to be found and re-educated or educate themselves and actually speak to it.
hmm
I'm of a certain age where some say, my time has come or my time is this or that. And, the children are the future. The youth are what's supposed to be our future. And the way I look at it, a lot of youth will have you looking like, damn, we crashing into a wall. It's good to see people like Moon that can actually speak to fact and speak to various items, various things, whether it be current events or historical, news and tidbits that are pertinent to our communities to help push our communities forward. And a lot more that's needed. And it's our job as the people, I'm 50, and other ages or whatever, to actually instill in their children, grandchildren, etc., to be more, to be different, because our communities need it. Because as much as we move forward, there's a lot being pushed to push us all the way back to Jim Crow times, slavery times, etc. And we worried about the latest gossip and tea, which is cool at times, but we're so fixated on that we put the blinders on to the real bullshittery, the real tea, the real gossip, the real shit that y'all really need to be paying attention to in this world or whatever. So I just wanted to give you a flower on that one, Moon. Pause.
Right. Well, I appreciate it. I really do. Now, what I find very funny, ironic, is they say that the lost generation is actually from you. That's literally what they call it, the lost generation or the forgotten generation
Mm,
within that, because you have the baby boomers, that generation, I think Gen X or something. But
Gen
the
X.
crazy thing is, it's very, and I'll say this, I'll give you your flowers too, because feel people like you really don't exist anymore, in my opinion, from where you're from, in a
Mm,
time people like you really don't exist. And I've been trying to tell people, oh, why does Phil always say these things and this and that stuff? I say, but it sounds familiar though, because you ain't got that person in your life anymore. Phil reminds me of
Mm.
that family member that reminded, bring your coat, do this, don't talk to that person, don't do this, make sure you bring that, make sure it's that gentle reminder on how to not only stay alive but how to thrive back then. Get home before this light come on, make sure you do this, da 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 da. Now some of the things from back then we don't have to do anymore because it's gotten worse. But um
Peace, God.
I'm just saying sometimes you do need that person who isn't going to always be willing to say, hey, no, let's not do that. I know I may be a little bit older than you and maybe you understand something differently than me, but I know that didn't work in my time and I really don't think it's going to work in your time. You
Aha.
need people like that to be that gentle reminder, because a lot of times we walking around, we have parents that think they know every goddamn thing. Then you got kids that think they know every goddamn thing, and then they never communicate. And so then when the parent leaves or the kid goes off and to do something else, nobody really took what they needed to take with them. They chose to just clip whatever wings or connection that they had. You ain't never gonna clip no puppet string now, but they clipped something. And you leave, and then when you see someone or hear someone like Phil, it sounds like, oh well, you just trying to tell us what to do. No, I promise you, I'm from the past into the future trying to let you know what to do.
Look.
I can see Phil coming through a boom tube like on Justice League, walking through saying have at it and going right back to his
Yeah.
time.
That's what y'all on.
I was-
Pardon my
I'm just and going right back.
yeah.
But that bridge of communication and comprehension is needed between this generation and prior generations. If we really want to come to an understanding, it's no different than if it holds more weight when a white person says, hey, this is racist, stop doing it to another white person. It holds when a black person does it, but it really holds weight when a white person does it, because it shows that, hey, I look exactly like the oppressor, but I am not down with the oppressing. And it's the same thing when a young person and a person of a different generation can see eye to eye or try to bridge together an understanding on what our future of our democracy, our economy, our world, our environments will look like. Because you got people my age running around wanting to be city girls and city boys, and they worried about how they look and how they dress and how they gonna get that car, get that house and that rollie and whatever. Nigga, you're not gonna be telling time nowhere. The world is going to end.
Aha.
I'm telling you. So, we got to really focus on what's focused on us. So I do appreciate that, Phil, because, I'll be honest with you. I don't really have a lot of people around me of my age that always think parallel. I'm not saying they need to think like me or anything, but sometimes I'm like, dang, like,
Is that
I
what
read
y'all
about the
really on?
wrong thing. Huh?
No, I'm saying they think they like you probably like y'all really this is what you thinking about this
Yeah,
what
I'm
you
like, what the fuck going on? I said, you know what? I said, let me go ahead and call my dog and say, I'll be home. I'll be there.
and it's
I'm gonna be
sad though,
there.
because like I've been in certain lives of people and I listen to them and it's disheartening. It's like and you kind of try to keep it above board and like, okay, all right. But it's like the mindset of some people, it's like, man, are y'all just that screwed up in the mind or whatever with minor things, not even with the major stuff. It's like, ugh. But it's the world we live in, it's the people we live in. I look at it like my
It
job
is.
is just to try to be an open book and what I'm saying, and reach who I'm meant to reach. I might not be everybody's cup of tea, but for those that I do reach, I'm like a natural herbal green tea with little mint in it. Have
I'm
at it.
liquor.
said he's a hot
I'm not everyone's cup of tea because I'm liquor.
And
Go ahead and drink up.
I think more that you should, you know what I'm saying? You do lives on IG at times or whatever. I think you should be more active with that. I know you got other shit you got going on and whatever, but all bullshit aside, I think you really should think about doing more if you haven't.
Right.
He's like, yeah, right. Like
No, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I really, I want to let it be known that Leah's really the one who got me into this. I appreciate y'all in ways that y'all will probably never know. And I used to want to be a personality on Good Morning America, which is so funny. When I was 14 years old, I wanted to study journalism, and I wanted to go off and I wanted to actually be on the news, and I wanted to, be in that type of space and stuff. Because at the time, that's when I was growing up around, social media. You had your phones and this and that, and you saw all these things going on. And I'm just like, oh, I could totally do that. This was the time when I started like vlogging or stuff. Like I used to have a YouTube. You guys would never be able to find it, but it was me and some of my friends.
what's the
and
name of it? What's the
I
name
can't
of it?
tell you, but I used to do that, and
Hashtag
then
your real name, I'll find it. If you're
no, it wasn't my real name, but yeah, which I'm thankful for. But so there was definitely that. But and then I had Tumblr accounts, and then that's when I got into other social medias, and I was like, you know what, like this is really nice, and I just never did anything with it. I totally chose to do other things. I still did the writing portion of it because I remember telling people how I used to write, and I used to write for others, and I would put works, and I would get paid for those things. But Leah's the one that said, hey, I really think you should try this Instagram thing. I really love it. It's really fun. The people are really nice. They're really cool.
She told
And
really
here
nice,
I am years later with you guys and stuff, because before I would be like, oh no, like, I'm not gonna, cam up, like that's totally not my thing. And it became my thing. It became something that I look forward to, that you guys, as much, sugary that I say and talk and this and that, I really do enjoy the conversations and just the energies that we're able to play off on, because some days we trying to kill each other, and the next we try, we're really loving each other, and trying to figure it out together. And I just want to say you guys have helped me grow and just understand, and have exposed me to things that I probably never would have been exposed to at such a fast rate. And I really do appreciate it. So, hearing that, maybe you should start a YouTube, or maybe you should do more things on live and stuff like that, it really feeds my inner child on when I want it to be on Good Morning America and be that personality. So I really do appreciate it. And I'm vocalizing it now. And I mean every single person, but particularly thank you, Phil. I really do appreciate that. And maybe one day I will.
One day soon. Look, and then I hear rumblings, the whispers that somebody's gonna be on a certain show.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Moon. I can't believe it. Did all that, and there I go.
Now, unlike some others, I talked about.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully, you'll use it and catapult from that.
I'm act the damn fool. I'm gonna act a damn fool. I won't squander it. I won't wear basketball attire.
Oh,
I won't do that. Definitely won't do that.
That part.
This is great. Listen, but I am looking forward to
it. And I heard it's you, maybe shampoo. Anybody else?
Yeah. I think maybe Carrie L as well. I think it's
Okay.
going to be me, Carrie L, Jakari, Shampoo.
Okay.
I think I understand what's. I think I kind of know what's going to be talked about. If me and Jakari are on the same couch, I feel like I know exactly what's going on. I think it's going to be very funny. Um, I think he's going to make a fool of himself, and I think that years later, when he looks back on, he's going to be like, "Damn, I really played." Because Jakari's thinking Shade Room. He's thinking Hollywood Unlocked. That's what.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Jakari's really trying to make it there, and he wants these 15 minutes. And I really hate that he has to cosplay as a straight Christian and run around and act, in order to get. I'm like, what? I said, man, you would have went further, being with LGTVs, but I get it. I get it. I get it. I totally get it. And if you're trying to act like this, if this is a grander scheme to really get people in your DMs and to really become the pop star you want to be, then go
uh,
for it. This is called a sleeper agent. It's when an agent learns. That's what it is now. It's when an agent learns the ways of a new country and the behaviors of it, and then when the
uh-huh.
time is right, it uses its it uses its patriotism own country to take down the country that it infiltrated. Like
That's
like
right.
Angelina Jolie when she was in Salt or something like that. So
Yeah, yeah.
Jakari is a sleeper agent. He's a sleeper LGTV who is acting and saying, "Oh God, all of that to get attention." The same thing like that man who said, "I'm delivered."
Delivered,
The
delivered,
other
delivered.
yeah, that guy. Jakari, it failed when he wanted to be a woman. It failed when he wanted to, be a pop star. It failed. So now he said, you know what? If you can't beat them, join them. And that's
That's
what he's trying. That's what he's trying to do. And unfortunately, he's losing a bigger piece of his soul each and every time when you do things like that, because you have to authentically be who you are. And I think in this instance, people are going to meet you one way and you're going to be fighting it. You're going to be on your Aunt Amy Winehouse. You're going to be on your Whitney. You're going to be on your Bobby. And, you know, and I really hope he don't let this work, because what he gonna do is, y'all may recognize me from Bad Boys, because that's what he's trying to do. I see what he's trying to do, and I love it though. I love it though, because I said, okay, fake it till you make it, get it how you live,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he gonna be up there. Well, yes, I walked around with a leotard on and heels, and that didn't work. That didn't
Not at
work.
all.
So now he
Keisha,
coming back differently. This is great work, Jakari. I'll give it to you, sleeper agent.
Keisha Hall, you said, can I explain super chats to you? How does it work? Where does my bank information goes? I don't want it floating around YouTube. It depends on how you're watching YouTube, Keisha Hall. If you're watching it from an iPhone, you can actually purchase a super chat, and they'll take it from your wallet or whatever, your
Your
Apple
Apple funds.
your Apple funds that may be connected to a card or whatever. If not, if you're from another type of computer or whatever, then you'll have to input like a debit card or credit card or something to make the
Or it
purchase.
may do it
Whatever.
from Google Pay if you have an Android
Google
Samsung
Pay.
phone, I
There
believe.
you go. There you go. But it's relatively easy to do, and YouTube being what it is very secure. I don't think that you should have a problem out of YouTube with somebody getting your info that way. You never know, but you shouldn't in this instance. Thank you, Almighty KM, for the super chat. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Listen,
I'm
somebody was talking
telling
about is Moon the new co-host. I would love to have Moon a part of it. Moon be busy though. I think you have a regular 9 to 5, don't you, or something? Not a 9 to 5, but you.
I work odd hours.
Ah,
I'm actually working all the time, actually.
secret squirrel, man.
Um, I
Thank
work
you,
all the
Watchman.
time.
Thank you, Watchman. I
But what
appreciate
I would say is this is a prime time for me too. If I was to, I actually do have time. I'm up early. If people don't know, I wake up at 7 a.m. every single morning, sometimes 6 to go running. And at this particular time, I mean, clearly, I've been up here. I can consistently do this, actually.
Okay,
But
well, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up and see.
okay,
If it's something that you might want to do or something. Yeah, because I've always wanted to work with you before, but there
I'm
was a
saying,
little
and
thing
I
that
can
showed
read. I can read clearly. And
oh.
you.
you, why you guys got me reading?
Man, I was on a John, and
Just know.
yeah.
Phil had it out for me, and he just had me reading. Why would
and,
he do that?
and you know what? A lot of y'all be fucked up too. A lot of y'all are addicted to shit. Y'all got addictions, and you know. And mine, see, mine. I be up front. I be up front with you. So it's like y'all really want, y'all hate so bad, and I mean, fuck y'all. Hey, what's up, baby? Yeah. I agree with you. Then he always agree with Ed. Kimmy Elseway with the win now.
In more ways than one. Pause. In more ways. There's something deeper there with them two. I ain't gonna mention the other one name, but it's something deeper. And I'll say this: all jokes aside, hopefully he's good or whatever. Because ain't nobody heard from him in a minute. Hopefully he's good. But
I hope his nose is still intact when he comes. I hope he ain't on his. I'm telling you.
Hey, so
Because not
yeah.
having no nose is crazy. They can cut them cheeks up and shape a nose and put it back on, I'm sure.
And if people really understood what happens in their membrane from like ingesting coke that way, it eats at your membrane. You got people that go up there, they can put a whole bandana up one nostril, pull it down the other. The
Woo!
inside of their nostrils is just ate up from
Ate up.
sniffing coke. So it ain't no telling what the inside of that man's head look like. Pause. Ain't no telling.
I'm telling you.
What else you got going on, Moon? I'm pretty sure you probably going live after this. What you got going on? What you got on the docket?
Nothing really, I'm trying. I'm trying to, um not bring out the sniper anymore. I know a lot of people, Moon thinks that he used to read people all the time, and now he's trying to go on a different wave, and not really. I love that people, well, I think Phil has always, but everyone is having such great conversations. I love to tap into real conversations and stuff.
Yeah.
Everything ain't always reading and dragging and roasting and joning. Sometimes it's really having that great conversation, because beyond that, this is entertaining within itself. It's also very informative as well, because you shouldn't just watch things for fun. You should watch things to learn something or to have
As well. That's a
thought-provoking
fact.
ideas.
That's a fact.
And maybe my live, be a little messy, a little something,
There's a lot to unpack.
I'm giving y'all Moon, but I might bring the sniper.
He can't help himself, ladies and gentlemen. He can't help himself. When he would do good, what?
Someone said Moon building his resume up.
Look, as he should. As he should. As he should. Why not? Listen.
I'm showing y'all what every cast member should have done. I'm telling you.
Listen. Look, if you're not trying to elevate, if you're not trying to progress in life, you might as well not be here. A lot of people are cool with staying stagnant or whatever, or staying humdrum, or not really trying to achieve any goals or dreams or things that they want to do. And it's a disservice to self, not to nobody else as much as it is to yourself, that you're not trying to obtain and do something different. So anybody that's trying to build their resume or trying to do more, do different, applaud them. If it's something that resonate with you, support them. If it's something that don't, applaud them and let them do them. But we all should be trying to progress. Every day on this earth, we should be trying to do something different, do something better, and do something more with ourselves.
I'm telling you. And if
Um,
it didn't work, try something again. You know, fell down 7, got up 8.
that part right there. Scuff your knees up off the bike, get back on the bike, get ride the bike on, pause. And if it just ain't for you and you can't get it, change your
Make it
career.
for me.
Yeah, very informative, entertaining. This is more my speed. That's a fact. It's all about balance. It's all about balance. To be able to, you know what I'm saying, talk about relevant topics, things that affect and effect our communities. And also talk some bullshittery here and there or whatever, because we human. At family get-togethers, we're doing all this anyway. We talk about things that come across the waves, but then we might talk about that family member that ain't about shit, or talk about something we seen on TV. It's all relative, like one big family gathering or whatever, and that's how we should operate. One place you might get, a certain energy, another place you might get another energy, and in the middle you might have some information, dispersed or disseminated or whatever. Have at all of it, whichever floats your boat.
Right.
Balance your life. You laugh? What you laughing about, Moon?
You said have at all of it.
Yeah, all of it. Have at it. I know certain people just hate Keisha Hall. Oh, Lord, Keisha, you have my heart palpitating. You have my heart palpitating, Keisha.
Oh, that's
Thank you so
love.
much. I appreciate that.
There was Brenda, Keisha, about 3 Kims.
You hear me? Damn it. Keisha
That
Hall
man.
got herself a bone if her assets are in order.
I'm telling you. New show called Have At It Cereal. He'd be like,
have,
welcome to the
have
the
some cereal.
cookout.
Yeah, that part. Of course, Bossman. No, I'm not stingy like that. I'm not stingy like that. I'm not. I'm sure if Moon won a couple doctors, then we can make it happen. Plus, if he joined this, what you call it, it'll be that anyway. So he like to go to Costco's and BJ's and get the big bags of cereal,
I'm
and
telling you.
multiple gallons
And
of
y'all,
milk.
and I can put y'all on to how to get a free Costco card for real. It's more of like a but I know it all. I'm
A
telling you,
free
when you
Costco
read, you gotta
card, really?
read that fine print. Well, the membership
Mm.
at Costco is $100, right? You do that
Yeah.
$100, you get the black Costco card, whatever. Once you
Mm-hmm.
do a certain amount, then you turn around and you use those rebates, and you use what you actually would go ahead and get, and you do it within a timely manner, and you're actually to get it rebated back. So in theory, it was a free Costco card because you
Gotcha.
basically just you bought the items anyway that came back, and now you're able to continue to use that card. Because let's say you bought them other places or whatever, you still would have spent hundred
Paid for it
dollars.
anyway. Yeah.
So yeah, so you basically just bought it through them, and now you have that card for the remainder of the year as well too for your membership.
That's dope. That's what's so yeah. And speaking of which, I gotta get my Costco's reinstated because I just ain't been up there in so long. Or whatever. My daughter's like, "Why we
They
not?"
gas us everything.
Yeah, yeah. Fact of Mundo. That's a fact. And my daughter was just asking about that other day. Some things I saw in the mailer because I still get the mailers that I
hmm
wanted to get. I said I got to go reinstate the what you. Why you ain't that? Because girl, I'm doing something. Mind your business. Leave daddy alone.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
all it takes you, you'll go maybe
hey
10
Trina.
times, and then it'll be that one day you don't go, and then you don't go no more, and then it'll be 2 months. You're like, dang, I was supposed to renew my shit. Well, I'm going to Target anyway, and then you just keep going and da da da.
And then it get comfortable because you know what I'm saying. Like you can get your groceries and shit from delivered from Walmart or other places, and you be like, it's a
I'm telling you,
it's laziness, but not purposed laziness. If that makes
it's
sense,
not. It's just
it's more
sometimes that
convenience.
convenience. There
Yeah,
it go.
yeah.
And people offer Walmart offers now. They give their membership out for free through a lot of stuff now. Like if I could get it for a certain price through my phone service, or you can get it through American Express. They give you a free one. You can get it through if you buy like a TV from Best Buy. You can get it through a lot of places that they give you that free Walmart account. And it's ingenious too, because a lot of the shit be cheaper. They send it right to you. You can
Facts.
utilize. I'm telling you, these little hacks in life. I'm telling you, I know it probably don't mean much to some certain people, But I'm telling y'all, y'all can download certain things and get certain percentages back on your statements and
That
just put
part.
that off to the side. And you do that all year, and all your savings or the cash back you got, you put that on Christmas.
You
Or you can
feel
put
me?
that
You
on,
feel me?
on some gifts and things like that. If if you thinking about the future, you could do things like that, and you ain't got to hustle and scramble because that money will be right there based on your own spending.
And people don't realize that. They look at it, oh, no, it's another app. But depending on the app, it could very well change some of your financial wherewithal. Just, whether it's a few pennies this month, a few dollars the next month, et cetera, for the things you're doing anyway. Like my bank, one of my banks has an excellent cashback program. So I utilize a card through there to just get certain purchases, whatever shit I was doing anyway. And just get a couple dollars back.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? It don't kill you.
I used to want to do those TikToks or those reels to give people credit advice
Why
or,
why why don't
hacks
you?
of life.
Why don't you?
I don't know. I did it with Jo. I remember one time Jo had a live and we was talking about credit, and he said, "Mo," he said, "You know what you talk about." He said, "Why
I
don't
was
you
there.
go
Yep.
off?"
Yep.
Yeah, and so maybe having those talks and things like that, because a lot of people have wondered, hey Moon, how could I do this or how could I do that? I'm not saying you have to give me your information, because I would never, I don't understand why people would do that, but don't give me your information through these public channels, and so, like, don't say your.
Moon say he might have at it, which is enough.
I'm telling you, I can clean that credit up, but
Clean it out.
I'm telling you, shoot, from the swipers and the lifers. But no, but for real, there's great insight that I would love to just be willingly just to give out to people, let how you could this or how you could that. Because that is so important, in my opinion, to where that can really bridge people off to do what they really want to do later in life
That's a
or
fact.
whatever. So
That's
giving
a
people a
fact.
little game on how to live life this way or that way, or a little gem there, or a little ruby there. Um, I would be so willing to do that, and maybe make a little TikTok or something, or even reels on here, or have those lives where it's called
Yeah.
credit line.
Yeah. Listen, what's my favorite line and slogan?
I'm not
Have at
anti you. I'm
No,
pro
not that
me.
part.
Okay.
The have at it part. Like, hey, what's stopping you? Have at it.
Yeah. Someone said Moon should come up Wednesday for Money Wednesday, Financial Wednesday. I'm cleaning my credit. The Watchman said. I'm telling y'all. Let me tell y'all this right quick too. Because I was talking to one of my friends. Get your credit report for real. Like, for real, get your free credit report. And I'll tell y'all this. Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. If you notice any discrepancies off what they're reporting on any three, you can get it deleted. You can, and also let me say this: don't ever do a pay for deletion if they're not going to delete the item from your credit report, or if you have derogatory marks on your credit and they're about to fall off, you're near that 7-year mark, don't pick up the phone, don't talk to them, don't call them, don't try to get on a payment plan, because they still may not take it off. And let me say this, another thing: once the original creditor, has sold your information and the debt to the other person, you do not have
Aha.
to pay for it. You do not have to pay for it. And you can actually dispute it and say, I don't know what this is. And they have to take it off your credit
They have
report.
to take it off.
There's a certain way. And also, you can also say, I'd like to get an original assign contract to show where I agreed to this at. And a lot of times that original debtor, the original creditor will not give it to that person within the 30 days. And after the 30 days, they have to delete it from your
That's
credit. So
fact.
disputing and looking through things on your credit is super important, because once they sell it off, they got paid. Like,
That part.
let's say Wells Fargo, they wanted to give you, they give you a credit card and you default on it, or they give you a loan and you default on it, or whatever. Once they sell it off to whomever, they got paid. So that's no longer that no longer belongs to you anymore. And you can write that off. You can delete that off. Just letting y'all know that. So you do
And,
not
and
have to pay these people.
and sometimes by you calling the company, especially after it's been some years, you kind of restart the clock as to how long they got to go after a debt as well too.
Yeah, because as long as they can verify, the only purpose of a collections agency is to verify the identity to the debt. So let's say you're at the 6 year mark, and they're like, you know what, let's go ahead and call them. The statute of limitation within that debt then restarts if you acknowledge that there's even a debt. Even if you apologize and say, oh, I'm so sorry, I lost my job, or I wasn't this, or I wasn't that. You are acknowledging that debt, which means it starts over. Credit collectors are paid to report negatively on your credit report. That's what they are meant to do. And a lot of times, even if you do pay it off, right? It'll still say charged off, or it'll still say,
Yeah,
this and that. You have to find discrepancies in order to get it paid free and clear. Because a lot of times, even though you pay it, it still can go negatively against you. Sometimes it's better for you to just let it fall off.
yeah.
Okay. And get that house before you get that car. I promise you, do it in that
That
order.
part,
Get that house
part,
before you get that car.
that part. Start building equity in your property as opposed to depreciating value in the vehicle. Aha.
I'm telling you. Um, Someone said I got my attorney to fight. Well, y'all can definitely hire me. And I promise you, your credit score will go to the moon. I'm
He
telling you.
said, aha. Let me find out you got a credit agency down there, Moon, that when you hear you clicking and clacking on that thing, you up
Yeah.
there. Aha. Aha. Got to watch Moon.
Nah,
Moon is
protect Moon because
secretive,
I'm
but
older. I had no idea about that part. If you call the creditors, hell no, don't ever talk to them. Always check your credit report. Don't talk to anybody and never explain yourself to them. Anyway, be very
exactly.
concise. Because when you explain yourself to them, that's public information that underwriters and other creditors can see. And if you're always trying to explain yourself to them, that can make you less credible, no pun intended, to want to be lended to from lenders and
That's
things like that as well too. So always make sure that you don't pay the debt if it no longer belongs to the original creditor. And if you do, in certain instances, get it in writing. Over the phone means nothing. Verbal means nothing. How many times have you had a verbal contract with somebody and they go back on their word? Every time.
mm,
Always get an email or make sure it's written in correspondence through USPS, and make sure that when you're speaking to getting this debt taken off, that if you do a pay for deletion, that they delete all negative commentary on that particular debt, and they report nothing negative once it's paid for, and get that in writing. Because if they don't do it, then you can sue them and you get paid, and then they owe you.
that part. Listen, this young man has a lot of
Promise
information.
to pay. Keep track of promise to pays are scams. Those are really nice ways on saying give us your money over time, and just promise. Those promise to pays are scams. Do a pay for deletion. They don't care about promises, and they barely care if you pay the full thing. Some collections will take a piece of it. They'll take half. They'll take a quarter of it. Never do promises to pay. And if you ever look on the bottom, I've seen people where on the bottom when they send you that breakdown of what you can pay, it'll say on the bottom, you do not have to blank blank blank, or you do not. And if you don't read the entire thing, they will get you. So if y'all ever have credit questions or are going through something like that, you can definitely reach out to me. I'll answer that type of DM. Any other DMs I don't answer, I don't even read them, but I will answer that question or at least help you with that.
And let me say this too: a lot of people who are entrusted with or bequeathed with running of their family members' estate or loved ones' estate when they pass, know this and check your state statutes and laws, but most debt dies with the person. Not all, but most debt dies with the person, because you'll find a lot of people trying to pay off old bills and stuff like that, thinking that the companies are going to be able to get at the money and or property of the person of the now deceased or whatever. Most debt dies with the person.
Mm-hmm.
I learned this through my mother handling my grandmother's estate or whatever. But again, check your state laws and
Because
statutes.
some will still try. Sometimes people will know that, but they'll still try. And
Mm-hmm.
you being in the emotional state that you're in, you'll try to go ahead and pay it and this and that and stuff.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's you don't have to, but a lot of times other creditors will come out. Like I've seen where some people have said that their parents, or I mean their spouse's credit card debt has been tried. Synchrony Bank is trying to come after them, or someone is trying to get money from the estate or whatever. Also, make sure in probate, if your parents or your spouse or whomever, go ahead and look into putting things in trust to where you can kind of breeze on right by probate, because you can give your kid a house through a trust and they ain't got to pay shit.
nothing, nothing.
Nothing.
That trust,
I'm
setting up a
telling you,
trust
that
is
living
a
trust.
vicious thing. You hear me?
And it's
In a good
hard
way.
to fight that. It's almost impossible to um to fight it. And you know what? That's how you can delegate a lot of things like that. And it's for that person. It's custom for that person, which because a will can always be contested and a will doesn't
Yeah,
fight
and drag on
probate. That's
court and
hmm
drag on. Yeah,
I'm
that's.
telling you.
Let me ask you a question, Moon.
Yeah, I'm
Somebody had
listening.
put up they wanted to know, are you going live after this? Because we end at 10 o'clock here or whatever. Are you going live or you got other things you got to do?
I might go live. Yes, I might
There ain't
go
no
live.
promise, but
I can't, but I tell y'all this. Sometimes when the live be ending, I be like, oh, thank God I can watch my show and eat a little
yeah, because
something.
yesterday we was having a conversation. We was having a conversation. I was waiting for you to go back live. I was like, wait a minute.
I know, but you know what? I had said, I said this a little beer because I don't drink that often, but I said, y'all know just a little bit of get me. So I said, let me go ahead and
Hey, man.
and get in. Yeah, I can't move like Bush. I can't function under that liquor. Yeah. I only had about 2 bottles. I had two little bottles of beer, 4%. I said, nah, that's how that Casamigos got me in Brooklyn.
Thank you, Tink.
Cause I said, that man.
Damn, man. So let me ask you this: for those that are not acclimated with Moon and know about Moon, because there's other people in this live, where can they find Moon, or are you willing to give out your IG or whatever the case may be? And what do you have upcoming that people can disseminate and or digest or be a part of?
Well, anything that I'm going to give out, maybe with information or
Mm-hmm.
entertainment or any type of content, you can find at Moon Sniper Forever, all lowercase, all together. Moon Sniper Forever, all together, all lowercase, no extra additives or anything. It's 3 words all together. You can find me there. Um, the I have other pages that are more for trolling.
Yeah,
Like Terminator. You can find me at Terminator 8, Terminator, Moonater, or see, I don't even know how to
OR,
spell it no
I
more.
think it's OR, but
OR, yeah, OR 8. But you can definitely find me there. I ain't gonna give up my real shit, but
and be careful because you might get caught in a web or a puppet string along the way.
I'm telling you, and that's on sandy beaches.
Well,
I'm telling you.
ladies and gentlemen, you know how I like to say smile because you never know what it might do for somebody, including yourself. More importantly, love on somebody on purpose, with purpose. And I thank Moon for having me bring this back out the tub. I'm not anti you, I'm pro me with the emphasis on building we. So let that marinate in your melanin until the next time we can chop it up and have a tay-to-tay. Until that day, you know what I like to say. I holla.
Holla.